Hey,
What's up,
that's it.
everybody?
We've started the cast for the first time. Thank you. Welcome to our podcast.
Yeah. So we have a wild one for y'all today. LeBron James versus Sora because of the Isekai battle. So we were like, why not? Let's see what happens. So I'm excited for this. Unfortunately, Ben caught some con crud from MagFest when we were out there because we were having a blast. And so he's not hosting today. We told him to rest up. So I am, which means it's gonna be one of those episodes. So we'll see where this goes. But hey, in case you don't know, and you're watching for the first time, my name is Chad. I'm the voice of Boomstick. That's Sam. He's been a writer. He's been a producer. He's doing a lot of stuff. Now
Running
he's a
the
technical director.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have the fantastic Liam Swan, voice of Mecha Goose, and nothing else. And then, if you don't recognize this guy on the bottom right, this is John, our ludicrously talented storyboard artist and linchpin of obscure characters we need to talk about.
Well, today I wouldn't call like Sora obscure.
No,
today,
no.
Yeah, in other times, yeah.
You really need a fan to explain him, though, and I am.
Yeah.
It's always great when we're talking about cast matchup and nobody is like waiting to see if anybody wants to like or can speak to a thing, and it's like, and then if enough silence goes by, John's just like, I can do that one.
Gilded Data starting out gifting 20 memberships. Thank you.
Wow.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, if you're watching now and you just got gifted a membership by Gilded Data, say thank you because you can now use the chat. And you can
see
go
tons
check
of
out
membership videos.
Content.
We have like hundreds of membership videos at this point. So you get a huge backlog and like a lot of stuff like Ben and Chad watching all the old death battles and like doing commentary on them and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into this. I'm who wants to go first?
Sure.
John, you should go first.
Sure.
We need to build up.
Let's go. The Sora summary. Sora is a plucky young man with a lot of heart to help those in need. He wields the Keyblade, a weapon that wards off the darkness and can unlock pretty much anything that you want. Doors, chests, pathways to other worlds, hearts, dreams, and even space-time portals inside of people. His magic, speed, and overall attack power is leaps and bounds above LeBron James. And even though he's younger, he's way more experienced and has fought far more threatening things than Don Cheadle in a bright suit trying to play a basketball game. He's also notoriously hard to kill and can literally rewrite fate to his will using the power of waking, and even probably has tomb scaling considering the people that he's fighting, and that's Disney property. So I think Sora has the key to victory in this fight.
Yay, it's been a minute since we did a pun in there. Okay. I mean, I feel like a lot of us have, we've talked about Sora a lot.
Yeah.
We've done an episode.
A long time ago. He or a Kingdom Hearts character in general would be due for a run back sometime.
Yeah, I'd love to see Sora again.
I mean, it's I feel like it's Donald, though. I don't know why I feel that way, but I feel like it's Donald.
Well, it would be just general Donald. He wouldn't just be Kingdom Hearts Donald. He would be.
There's an argument to be made that he's the same Donald.
yeah. I mean,
there actually is. It's weird.
Really? But Liam, I am
bring it up during a conversation. But go ahead, Chad.
I am super interested to hear about what you've looked into for
yeah,
LeBron.
Anything on LeBron. This is the curious side. Like, I understand Sora is a fucking mega badass, but LeBron.
Okay, I had to watch Space Jam: A New Legacy for this, so will be me talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy. First Space Jam, big fan. Ironically, kind of, but there's like a nice warmth to it, you know?
Yeah.
The soundtrack is insane. The soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks of all time. It's banger after banger after banger. Unironically, an amazing soundtrack. Space Jam 2, or just Space Jam: A New Legacy, I don't think lives up to the predecessor at all. But that doesn't matter because LeBron James specifically, I mean, holy fuck. He's won 4 NBA championships from 10 appearances, 8 of which were consecutive. He won the inaugural NBA Cup the inaugural NBA Cup.
Sort of.
He has
Okay.
3
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
gold medals and was the Olympic MVP. He was the NBA all-time leading scorer, 4th in NBA career assists, 7th in NBA career steals. He has the most minutes played in NBA history. Does not have the same accomplishments in the field of acting. But what's really important here is that he is a fucking tune.
Mhm.
When you go into the serververse, and you go specifically to Toon World, you become a fucking tune. He lands, he impacts from orbit into Toon World. He makes a big old hole in the ground shaped like his body, and he gets up and he unstretches himself, he inflates himself. He is a fucking tune. And Looney Tunes, it is not just he is it that does not mean just that he has some he can squatch and stretch. Tunes in Looney Tunes are a race of beings. They are biologically imbued. I'm not fucking with you right now. They are biologically imbued with incredible abilities. And just straight up, Sora can't kill him. Period. It's not going to happen.
Really?
And eventually, LeBron is going to beat him to death with a fucking basketball or his bare hands or whatever. He's going to
Okay.
cave that little Sora's head in.
If I may retort,
Okay.
one of the most things that people forgot about in Kingdom Hearts 1, Donald straight up gets squashed into a literal pancake by a door as swung hard by one of the characters, and he just obviously reconstitutes himself, showing that he still has Toon physiology, even though he is a Kingdom Hearts character. You also have the Timeless River world, where you go back in time to where everything was black and white and squash and stretch and the rubber hose animation style. And Sora's, just like LeBron, adapted to the rubber hose true Looney Tunes style of things. And then even Pete in said world could utilize scene transitions, just go off the stage and then transition to a new location. So obviously, Toon stuff.
I am curious how Sora, though, because Sora's physiological state kind of adapts to the world that he's currently in.
So if LeBron is in the Toon world, so he can get the Toon scaling, that means Sora would have to come there and convert him to the exact same thing that LeBron is, so it's on equal footing, and now it's hacks and power, and let's just say Sora has those in the bounds. Also, Sora is also notoriously hard to kill. Throughout the entirety of the franchise, he has spells, summons, and a bunch, and especially a power of waking, to just say, I didn't die, and come back. Please show power of waking.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 second. You can't give me any heads up. Power of waking. There you go.
Power of waking. At the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, when you're fighting Xehanort, giant key beam, and strikes Sora with it, and then he dies. You just have a straight up contextual death in Kingdom Hearts. And then Donald and Gromit over there are yelling at Sora through the controller of the thing. So there's even some meta contextual stuff going across the actual boundaries of the game, trying to call out to Sora, and Sora uses the power of waking to wake himself up, rewrite causality to where he's blocking the beam and uses the power of friendship to key beam the epic multiversal power of Kingdom Hearts and defeat Xehanort. So become a Toon. Sora will just follow you, become a Toon and stuff, and beat you with experience.
Interesting.
Does
Also, John, make sure you're speaking into your mic, man. You keep cutting out.
Yeah.
It's filtering you.
It might be because you're peaking. This is always a fun John thing. He's a very, very quiet person, and we do his mic check, and he's a quiet man. And then he's excited about something, and he's no longer quiet.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're good, man.
Oh, good. Gildan says LeBron is going to shoot his shot to victory. So Liam, so I get the Toon stuff for sure. I knew that was going to be a big deal going into this, but I play a little bit of multiverses. I play a little bit. So what does LeBron bring in from like multiverses, or what's his like method of attack, his fighting style? What's he going to be doing?
Oh my god, I fucking forgot about multiverses. Hang on. Let me just
No way, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. We had no time to prep before this.
No, that's no, that's fine. I just remembered, right, he scales to Superman. Fucking shit. John.
Sora scales to Mario. So
Does
Okay.
this
Superman wins.
does this essentially just boil down to like
How
Bugs
does he
versus
scale to
Mickey?
Mario?
It is Bugs versus
Um,
Mickey again.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I think okay. There's a difference. When Sora goes to the Steamboat Willie world, he adopts the general properties of the Steamboat Willie characters, um, but can't necessarily replicate everything that they can do. Whereas because of Looney DNA, which is what it's called, it's the biological thing that Toons have in Looney Tunes. He is biologically capable of doing everything a Looney Tune can. Now, I don't necessarily think LeBron would rely on Toon Force as like an offensive thing. He could, and I think in a fight to the death, that you know, you're entering in the possibility that he would do that because it's a matter of life and death. But it's not something that he like actively tries to do in the same way that Sora doesn't actively like do Toon Force stuff when he's in River of Time. He's just Sora and runs around. But I think what because of Looney DNA, you can scale LeBron much broader. You can scale Sora to like other characters in the River of Time. You can scale LeBron to every single Looney Tunes character in the Looney Tunes like property, general franchise, because they all specifically have Looney DNA. At least aspects of them that are inherent to them. Like there is a hierarchy of tunes in Looney Tunes. The older tunes like Bugs Bunny, for instance, he's older, he's more experienced. Characters like Buster Bunny and all the Tiny Toons characters, they go to school, they go to Looney University in order to learn how to manipulate Toon stuff better. But the aspects of being a Toon that are inherent to them, stuff like durability, that wouldn't require any sort of experience. That would just be sort of passive. But yeah, so let's see the characters that LeBron scales to in Multiverses. Thank you for reminding me. Arya Stark, not actually super useful. Bugs Bunny, very useful. That went without saying. Finn the Human, very useful. Planet level, I think. Garnet, very useful. I don't want to say planet level, but something like that. Harley Quinn, not useless. Jake the Dog, same as Finn. I'm just clicking through these. Rain Dog, fucking hyperversal, complex, fuckaversal Rain Dog.
Fuckaversal. Wow, new.
Shaggy
Okay.
scales to Scooby. Steven Universe, probably similar to Garnet. Superman, I mean, he's a fucking like shattered the sixth world. I mean, fucking Christ.
What version of Superman do we think is in Multiverses? I wonder have they
Definitely not the
confirmed
one
that?
that he needs for him to be outerversal.
Oh, John, now suddenly so immune, so scared of.
No, I'm not scared because I got
characters
smashed
scaling.
with Mario.
Mario.
Can you line us
Smash is
Sora to
exclusive.
Mario? Is it just Smash?
It's
That's the link?
Smash.
Okay,
Like the
okay.
link is Smash, and the whole thing about Sora is that he is a universe hopper. So him actually being canonically the Sora showed up in Smash one day is actually not on a left field in forms of LeBron also being the same LeBron that was the movie and stuff like that. But the main just for Sora, you have people going back and forth about him needing Donald. He doesn't need Donald because when he was using Awakening to go to worlds, his body adapted to the environment just like everyone else without Donald. So no, his natural magic, I believe, whether or not Donald put on him, it's in his base roster. He adapts to any world. But regardless, yes, I will concede that Looney Tunes are different from the tunes in Timeless River and all that stuff like that. But the whole thing about the Keyblade and all the people that Sora has fought all throughout Kingdom Hearts is that the Keyblade negates a lot of the laws of the world because of its magic. And this is showcased in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, where you have literal immortal pirate people who can't die, but thanks to the magic of the Keyblade and his natural magic himself, he's able to negate the laws of the world and even not being affected by the curse of that land. So that means that if he goes to the Looney Tune world or fight LeBron, either on his turf or other people's turf, his natural magic just will resist, negate, and counteract Looney DNA, because it wouldn't be the first time he fought people with biological advantages of regeneration, negation, and all that other stuff and turn it off with his magic.
Yeah. Don't be confused. Looney DNA is a biological explanation, but it is so much more than just literal DNA giving you your power, right? Because if you disintegrated them, what the fuck is your DNA gonna do? Your DNA is gone, right? But they can survive disintegration. They can survive being completely erased, like by an eraser, by an animator. In fact, one of the most cracked Looney Tunes like tune level regeneration feats in the entire franchise is in fucking Space Jam: A New Legacy, because at the end, okay, I should tell you about Space Jam: A New Legacy. I should because there's not that much to talk about LeBron, and I do want to kind of talk about this movie, which I really just did not like very much at all.
Liam.
So the movie is about LeBron James' son who likes to make video games and doesn't like playing basketball, and LeBron's like, I don't like this video game stuff. So he's sucked into the Serververse by Don Cheadle, who plays Ali G Rhythm, or is it just Al G Rhythm? Yeah,
Okay.
I watched it
Oh,
last night.
yeah, algorithm, because
it's algorithm.
God,
It's either Ali or Al. Okay, yeah, it's and then LeBron is forced to recruit other Looney Tunes. He tries to get the actual characters, but Bugs is sort of wants to get his friends back to Toon World, whatever. He recruits the other Looney Tunes, and they play a basketball game. But specifically, it's not just a regular basketball game like it was in Space Jam. Oh no, it is the game that his son developed. So his son like is playing against him, and he knows like how to do like certain cool moves and stuff. There's also a glitch. There is a glitch called the step back glitch, where if you do a certain couple of moves, the game glitches out. And LeBron realizes that the only way. By the way, LeBron is not utilizing Toon Force in the fight. Like he's specifically, it's his character arc that he doesn't want to do that. He keeps the other Looney. He's like, no, you Looney Tunes cannot be Looney Tunes. You need to play basketball the real fucking way. You can't play it with your fucking superpowers.
It's also Don Cheadle making them real, quote unquote, 3D animated to nerf them, as stated by him himself. I don't know. Even I can concede that they're not even all that nerfed. So I'm not.
They're not nerfed at all.
Yeah, I'm like, why did you say it's straight up just because they want to make them 3D?
Well,
like they didn't get nerfed at all.
Yeah, he just said.
Even I'm gonna like concede to that.
You brought up something that alludes to something that I was gonna bring up anyway. The Gilded Data also tossed out. I'm saying, do multiverses glitches count? And I was gonna say, just do it for like a dumb little joke, because LeBron's had some glitches, man. He's had one like his basketball can hit you anywhere on the screen, and then another one where he's like, you can get people stuck in like the infinite like ball loop where they're getting hit. And so I was gonna be like, just bring it up for like a dumb joke to talk about. But if canonically he's able to figure out how to glitch games,
yes, that would count.
The whole thing
might be an argument.
The whole thing about this is that you're trying to use Looney Tune DNA and physiology as an instant win con. Like Sora can't get past it, even though he's killed nobodies, heartless, and various things that literally do not exist on the current plane of existence. Along with the fact that, and this is a stretch, considering that I wish Kingdom Hearts 4 was out so we can get a full confirmation of this. But Sora, by overusing the power of waking, quite literally killed himself, and now he's in the real world. So he literally transcended the boundaries of his reality.
Would fucking show up and beat his ass in the real world.
No, he still has all of his powers, as shown in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. He still has all the powers that he had when he was in the real world. So he was beat his ass.
I had a moment.
LeBron's just a very tall dude.
We know the context.
I was gonna say, I literally had a moment. I was like, is there a portion of this fight where it's just LeBron James beating a child?
No,
yes.
Considering that, again, you see the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, he quite literally has the kicks and flips, and he can even transform.
Called Sora.
He even has Girl Lagan powers. He can make us drill.
He called him a man earlier. Sora is a boy. I am sorry. I held my tongue at that part.
No, I said grown man, aka for James. At that point, to a child who can beat his ass with a key.
Well, what a great topic to bring up and discuss right before I talk about our first sponsor. Because this episode is sponsored by Turtle Beach. Y'all, it's cold outside. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. For me, it's an excuse to stay in a little bit and have a late night gaming session with my friends. And that's where Turtle Beach's new Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset comes in. This gaming headset picks up crystal clear sound. It's basically cheating. Even if a snowblower's going off outside, you'll still hear every footstep, every reload, every enemy trying to sneak up on you. And on top of that, Turtle Beach headsets are so freaking comfortable, you'll feel like you're wearing a marshmallow cloud pillow on your head. I can attest to it. I have like sensitive ears, so I need certain headphones, and I have not had a moment of discomfort using the Turtle Beach Stealth 700. And I have recently got back into Call of Duty. And so it's been a blast. I put in like 200 hours on COD, y'all, and like you really do. You can hear some footsteps, reloads, and that stuff. Very, very important. So I've been loving it. Best of all, the Stealth 700 has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system, which means you can switch seamlessly between your consoles and PC with the click of a button. And it gets even better. While connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming or taking calls at the same time. Or what I like to do, audiobooks, so I can finish Winded Truth. I'm so close. So you can live the dream of rocking out to live and learn on every single level. It's time to spend that Christmas money on something you actually love. Head to turtlebeach.com and use code DBC for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com with promo code DBC. They got a bunch of other great stuff. They don't just do headphones. They've got lots of stuff. So 10% off your whole order. Thank you, Turtle Beach. Okay. Back at it. I'm drinking more water.
The couple things I wanted to talk about with LeBron that I wasn't able to actually finish what I was talking about was that he's doing the glitch. He decides to do the step back glitch in order to glitch the game out to prevent Don Cheadle from being able to use the fact that he's God, right? In order to win the game, because like he like LeBron would like shoot a basket and then Don Cheadle would like suck it out of the basket and the point would go down because he's God. He gets to do whatever, and it's kind of at that point you're like, why do you even have this fucking game? But he's Don Cheadle. So LeBron is like, I'm going to do the step back glitch to glitch out the game so that we can win. Bugs Bunny heroically sacrifices himself and does the step back glitch instead, and glitches the game, and LeBron wins and dunks on Don Cheadle. And then Bugs dies at the end of the movie tragically. Bugs cannot survive being erased from existence. Except then he shows up in the fucking real world. Mm-hmm. Bugs Bunny just shows up in the real world. No explanation of how he got there. It's not like Looney Tunes Back in Action. It's not like Looney Tunes Back in Action where they live in the real world. This is different. He lives in the serververse, comes in the real world and says, and LeBron is like, wait, wasn't there like a 15-minute fucking scene where you like died and like whined about it? Why are you still here? And he's like, LeBron, I think he actually said LeBron. I think every time Bugs Bunny says LeBron, I like part of me breaks. He says like, I'm a toon. I can survive anything. Looney Tunes characters can survive being erased completely from fucking existence, deleted from a video game like it's code, and they can survive it no problem. Furthermore, LeBron, we mentioned that Sora adopts the characteristics of different places that he goes to, like when he goes to Little Mermaid, he becomes a mermaid, whatever. LeBron actually does that too. When he goes to different worlds in the serververse, he also gets like a Mad Max one. He goes to DC, nothing crazy. He's fucking Robin, and it's a joke. When he goes to the Matrix, he becomes Neo, which is kind of sick. I'm not going to get into the implications of that, but he becomes Neo. And other stuff. What else? Oh, in multiverses, there are alternate costumes for characters, including Superman 1 million. Which is pretty impressive.
Oh, they do have that, don't they?
The character that is superior to fucking 5-dimensional imps by nature of the fact, so that's a little kooky,
a little bit stretching, but yeah.
Lemonade in the chat says, if the fight has LeBron sent to the Kingdom Hearts world, what glitches in the Kingdom Hearts series could he do to keep up with Sora? Kingdom Hearts is a game after all. Okay, so this could get really meta.
He would have to know said glitches. He knew the step like glitch, knew it already.
True. Okay.
So he would have to know the glitches to exploit them. And we go back to the same argument of, okay, so if we fight in the Looney Tunes world, Sora's body will adapt to the Toon world and become a Toon itself, and then they can't kill each other. And if we go off world, then it's now on Sora's end to beat him because he's more experienced in those aspects. It's either they fight in a place where literally they can't kill each other, or they get to a place where they can kill each other, and once again, Sora just has a lot more abilities at his disposal than LeBron does when he's out of the Toon world. That's the main crux of his argument. If Sora couldn't adapt to the same world, you would probably have a really good argument. But the fact that he can become himself.
But now I have to be like, Could we look up and
LeBron-
find any images or any articles of LeBron saying that he's played Kingdom Hearts? Because then he may know. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, sorry. Continue, Liam.
LeBron does keep his Toon powers when he leaves the Toon world.
What?
Yeah, but he's clearly not the
Toon-
same type of power because he didn't use or doesn't
Didn't-
even
Hold on.
try.
Didn't
Hold on, I
Michael
wanna hear
Jordan
about it.
as well?
Michael Jordan did stretch his arm at the very
Yeah,
end,
yeah,
the tail
yeah.
end of the final dunk. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because he was, but that was he was on Toon World for that. So I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you wanted to argue that because when LeBron was turned three-dimensional, he didn't keep his Toon powers.
Like
the
he
Michael
didn't do
Jordan thing
anything.
would be an example of him actually still keeping it. I mean, it's irrelevant. He was able to keep up with Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tunes in a fucking basketball game, which requires speed and strength and yada yada yada.
Uh-huh. Yeah, basketball game.
Yeah.
Basketball
So
game, not a fight. I don't
yeah,
I don't got
famously,
that.
basketball fights don't require any physical abilities whatsoever.
No, it requires, but you're not punching a dude with or hitting a dude with
Well,
a giant
not-
key that apparently.
Furthermore, Sora's ability to transcend reality is actually surpassed by Looney Tunes, because in Tiny Toons, there is a universe-sucking machine that Marvin the Martian creates that some of the dipshit Tiny Toons activate or whatever. I don't know the fucking plot. But the machine sucks up the entirety of the universe that they're in. Then it sucks up the animator animating the machine that is sucking up. Then it sucks up the universe that the animator is in. And the Tiny Toons pop up, and they're completely fine. So Looney DNA does not just give you access, does not just allow you to transcend fiction into the real world. It allows you to transcend the fucking real world. So LeBron is more real than Sora will ever fucking be. He
Right.
wins because he is a level of real.
I
that
knew
Sora
you
cannot
were gonna
even
go
begin
that.
to
I knew it was like
comprehend.
because he's real.
Yeah.
I
That's
hate.
such a copyist of Cop Out ways to win. When I literally said that the whole thing about it, and that's why I wish Kingdom Hearts 4 was here, because the whole thing about Quadratum is that the real life people of Kingdom Hearts, which we can conclude as fiction, because when you're in a fictional world, of course, fiction will think itself as real, says that wherever Sora's is, he is literally in unreality, which in this connotation would just be reality. If we go reality to reality with the amount of stuff that we've seen, it's just real life now, because they even specify that the darkness wasn't even supposed to be in that reality. So it was literally just real life, just regular people doing regular stuff and seeing other places as fiction. Sora came in, now the darkness is here, and now everything's all topsy-turvy. Now you have superpowered people just running. So again, you can make the same argument that Sora becomes real, and now they're on the same level.
Yeah, Gilded Data pointed out that the VA of LeBron and Multiverses is voicing Kingdom Hearts, which I don't really think it's nice. It's a fun fact. It's good, but also
It's
I just
not
want to talk
LeBron?
about how fucking insane it is that they would get a voice actor to voice a guy that was in the booth already. Like, they couldn't have picked up any lines when he was doing Space Jam. Like,
Did
I bet
multiverses
LeBron-
exist?
Charges a pretty penny for every
Yeah.
second that he is being.
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
they were just like, it's cheaper to just buy his rights and not his rights and voice, and we'll just get somebody
Yeah.
else to play LeBron. That is just buck wild to me,
Yeah.
that they were like,
No, that happens a lot, man. They don't want to pay the people to do the video games, spin-off cartoon series or whatever. Yeah, no,
crazy.
pretty standard. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so because this week we started a little bit later because of scheduling conflicts. We're about like halfway, a little bit into the episode, but now is kind of normally when y'all probably were like, it's the end of the show. We really like to see that preview. Which, Sam, do you have that now?
I'm gonna have
You
to
got
pull it in. I wasn't able to like check it, but I got it.
Okay, why don't you give it a little check on the side to make sure that, well, whatever. We just pull the trigger and do it. I just figured there's some people that probably, this is part of the normal schedule. Some people might have to dip out at 1. So we should probably play it now and then we'll play it again at the end too.
Sure.
So,
let me pull it in
All right.
and see.
All right,
Give me
Sam,
one
put you
second.
on the fly. This whole episode.
Oh, Liam
no, we
just
lost Liam.
disappeared. Okay, there he's
There you
back.
go.
What? Oh God, I didn't. Do that.
Open up this.
this fight. I am your destruction! Shut up! This is not my end! Death to all gods!
Less than a week.
Less than a week.
And
It's not Sora versus LeBron, but it'll do.
But Super Money, thanks for giving it up 5 memberships.
Yeah, I mean, it's there you go. It's obviously looking pretty good. I'm gonna see the whole thing Sunday.
Devil went ham.
Yeah.
Devil went ham. Vamulator also gifted out 10 memberships. Thank y'all. Okay, back at it. I'm sorry. Where were we? I wanted to make sure people saw that before if they had to leave. But don't leave. Stay.
I don't know. What else did I have?
I mean,
it was the powerful enough to. Oh, sorry, go on. Looney Tunes are powerful enough to just by running, they can like shatter the film strip that they're on. I thought that was pretty crazy. It's just the fabric of
I
reality.
hate that this is actually like it kind of is like, oh yeah, I could see LeBron winning. Like, I hate it. It's so stupid. This feels to me so stupid, but kind of cool, but so stupid. I just because like Toon Force has got to be one of the worst cop-out power things. It's just like, does that make me Toon racist? I'm not sure. I didn't know it was a biological thing, so now I feel bad about this. Am I prejudiced against Toons? I don't know.
Race isn't biological, so there you go. You're not racist.
Oh, I'm just prejudiced.
You're just prejudiced.
Okay, yes, thank you. All right, good to know.
So, John, if LeBron has Toon DNA, does Sora have anything
again
in his
Kingdom Hearts? In Kingdom Hearts, the whole thing about the Keyblade is that it straight up negates all types of laws of the reality that you're, because of its sheer connection to all things. When you're in Pirates of the Caribbean, you just negate their immortality. When you fight nobodies, there's things that literally cannot be harmed by conventional weaponry at all, period. You cannot touch these things because they don't technically exist. The Keyblade negates that. Heartless, who literally passively wipe people from existence just by being in close proximity with them. You have characters who lived in the realm of darkness who quite literally attack you on a conceptual level. The Keyblade can counteract Toon DNA because it literally counteracts everything else. This is DNA and physiology.
Okay.
The Keyblade defeating nobodies that don't actually exist is got it. That's just like, I mean, like
right
that's a reading comprehension problem where they don't exist or they exist. If they don't exist, the Keyblade's doing nothing. They didn't exist. It does nothing. It's nothing. No, it's not semantic. It's just reading comprehension. Like, if they don't exist, you don't need. So either it does exist or it doesn't exist, and it doesn't really matter.
They're not physically there. Does that make it better?
Yeah, but that is far different from existing.
Again.
It's wildly different.
Ghost.
Oh my god.
LeBron is more real. LeBron is literally a degree more real than Sora. Even with his fucking
even when he's Pinocchio.
The whole thing.
That's called Lies of
That
P.
was great.
That's a fucking good game.
Right. Yeah. No, these things, these nobodies who quite literally elements, armor, and control hearts and the conceptual essences of people simply because they're not real, but reading comprehension. They cannot be. They're only like low level.
You know who the actual nobodies? Anybody that tried to play LeBron James at basketball. Those are the real nobodies.
Yeah.
Second best basketball player of all time. I just had to throw that.
I mean, I totally get that Sora is like wildly powerful, but I think that saying that the Keyblade can destroy things that don't exist is like a nothing statement.
It literally is the thing that is presently like in a higher plane, essentially. Cannot be harmed by anything in the current realm.
Okay, so something that exists. Yes, exactly, but that is not. That is not. Yeah, but that is not doesn't exist. Doesn't exist means doesn't exist, not exists on a higher plane. It just means doesn't exist. It's just.
I got it. I feel like we have settled this and can move on.
I know, but it's a
versus not.
sticking point for
Whatever you say,
me.
man. It's still
All right.
fiction. You're
Legitimately-
trying to put too much
legitimately
realism
one
into
of-
this fictional.
That's our
This is
job, John.
legitimately one of,
I know,
like,
and that's just it. It's also fiction. If they say they don't exist, and they literally cast the
I
properties
know.
of not
Okay, we
existing.
can move forward.
you
We can
go.
move forward.
this is legitimately
Nobody's
one
are the
of, like,
weirdest
Oh my
freaking
God.
things in the franchise. Trust me, I get
All
you.
right. John, pause. Go, Liam.
Go ahead,
legitimately one of like 5, and I think 5 is like grossly, disgustingly generous. One of 5 times somebody else has argued on my behalf for me. Thank you, Sam. I
Yeah.
Of
appreciate
course.
these little nuggets when I get them because
Yeah,
I don't
of
ever
course.
get them.
Uh, Fiery Piranha, because
Piranha.
we're talking about just how broken Toon Force and everything is. What about taking a Toon Force user, putting him up against a Speed Force user or somebody wielding like the powers cosmic? I was like, that's pretty interesting, right? Like thinking about like
Powers
analyzing
Cosmic-
the forces.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm gonna like dunk on Toon Force a little bit here. I don't think that this affects like this fight in particular, but just in general, like Toon Force doesn't mean you just win, right? Toon Force is a grab bag of powers. Looney Tunes makes it easy because there's Looney DNA, so you go, oh, any Looney Tune that does a thing, any other Looney Tune is capable of doing it as long as they're skilled enough. That's like the thing that limits it. But if for other tunes, then you would just go off of what they like individually do. That's not everything. If you have like a Power Cosmic user, they can like warp reality. Well, that's just what tunes do. But tunes do it like in a funny way generally. Power Cosmic users can do it in a funny way. They can do it in a not funny way. So yeah, if you get like Galactus versus Bugs Bunny, I mean, I don't technically know who would win Galactus versus Bugs Bunny. I didn't get into the reality, fiction, whatever shit. But like, Galactus is at least as broadly, like, his powers are used as broadly as what Bugs Bunny can do, for instance. Bugs Bunny is not the most powerful character in fiction. Being a toon does not make you unbeatable. You're definitely beatable. I remember
And I mean,
making...
I do think like, you know, in a scenario where Bugs Bunny, like in Space Jam, like gets obliterated or erased, like in a death battle, for most cases, that would be a KO. Even if they show up post credits being like, well, damn, you erased me.
Not
Like-
if they can do it like instantly though, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
but-
problem.
less in post credits.
Yeah, I feel like in the Bugs Bunny case for the most recent Space Jam though, it is he takes a little bit of time to reconstitute himself. Like he's back later, right? He's not just like on the side of the court being like, damn, like
That is, well, we don't know when he reconstitutes. We just know that he shows up at LeBron when LeBron is dropping his son off. Like
we don't know how long it's been since he came back.
We don't
Could
know.
have been an instant. Could have been an hour. Who knows?
We've seen other Looney Tunes like Daffy and the famous like is it Duck Amuck? Where he's being tortured by Bugs Bunny, gets erased and immediately walks back on screen. So they can be erased and come back on screen, no problem. Bugs Bunny also, I know that this isn't talking about LeBron. This is a skill feat. I just kind of I like to talk about this stuff. Bugs Bunny can affect the plot of things that he's in. Like he's often the one like cartoon, or like editing the cartoon that he's in. So any amount of time would not matter. He'd be able to edit it however he would want. He'd be able to jump back into the story at any point he'd want to. So that's all.
Funny thing. Now that he brought that up, if you want like Kingdom Hearts equivalent of that, which shows the difference between how tunes can do it and how someone more grounded, that a Kingdom Hearts person can do it. The whole thing about the power of waking, that in the Book of Prophecies, which is literally telling all of fate, everything that's going to happen in the fiction, in this world, it said that darkness will prevail and light will expire. In Kingdom Hearts 3, that's what happens. You all die. You all lose. Prophecy was correct. You lost. But Sora, using the power of waking, literally rewrote the laws and rewrote time and rewrote all of existence to bring it back to square one. And thanks to some outer versal, whatever plane of existence called the final world, he was able to essentially negate that prophecy, and further showing the power of waking transcends that boundary as well. So like like the whole thing about Toons doing it, they do it in a goofy, silly way, and like that makes it like crazy. And then you have something in Kingdom Hearts that kind of has an equivalent to that, especially what happens in Kingdom Hearts 3. But I get how it's still different because, like, I don't know how to really explain it. But Liam,
Well,
Fortnite.
There you
I
go.
thought about
Okay.
Fortnite.
all right.
there you go.
Before we get into Fortnite, we were talking earlier about people being able to see the code and stuff, and now it's your chance to learn how to code. Because this episode is sponsored by boot.dev. Boot.dev is the smartest way to master back-end development by tackling the hardest problem with online learning, boredom. So if you've ever thought about learning how to code, now's the time. Boot.dev has gamified coding to keep you entertained and learning. You earn XP, levels, achievements, and complete quests to get a top spot on the global leaderboard. Plus, this is so cool. They do bi-monthly boss fights where the community like all comes together to like use what they've learned to defeat the boss and stuff. It's super, super awesome. All the content is free to read and watch in guest mode. A paid membership unlocks all the interactive features like hands-on coding, AI assistance with, by the way, their AI assistant is called the Bear Wizard. So awesome. Progress tracking and game elements. So there's no reason not to try it out because boot.dev wants their students to feel like they're getting their money's worth. So they offer you a 30-day, no questions asked refund policy and a free demo of every course and its interactive features. Go to boot.dev and use my code DeathBattleCast to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan. Boot.dev and use code DeathBattleCast to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan. Thank you, boot.dev. Sam, I know you've got it ready to go pretty much. You're gonna check that out, I know.
Yeah, I have some upcoming time, and so I'm gonna try and really get on my grind in February and like try and learn to code enough to do something. And boot.dev is obviously the way I'm gonna go. So I will report back.
There we go. All right, cool. So I was wondering if you were gonna bring up Fortnite, Liam.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Fortnite. Is Sora in Fortnite? Because if he is, then whatever.
I mean,
Or
it's
is
just a
not.
matter of time, to be honest, but currently, no.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Can you use Kingdom
That's
Hearts
in the
2
Book
to
of
write yourself
Prophecies.
into
They put that in
Fortnite?
there.
He got into Smash, he's gonna get into Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, normally, obviously, we never like talk about or consider Fortnite for anything because it's like a crossover thing, right?
Yeah.
But this is the theme of the fucking fight, like
Yeah.
isekaiing into different universes. What's in Fortnite? I'm gonna let
Like,
Fortnite.
I mean, that means
Fortnite
he
is,
can
like,
Kamehameha, like
do all the crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hatsune Miku.
But everyone is squished to the same power level in Fortnite. Like
Yeah.
that's a canonical part of Fortnite is that
Right.
everybody's
Yeah,
at the same
explain it.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually explain that they actually are nerfed, so it's not a one-to-one scale of this character.
I mean, I guess some people are nerfed, some people are probably buffed. I don't know where the
Yeah.
power level lies, right?
like when you're Godzilla running around stomping around things and doing laser beams. I think that's powered, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
if you're LeBron, you still need to break a wall with a pickaxe in like 5 hits, right? You're not. It's not.
Those are very powerful walls.
But
Yeah, it's not
you get
that
access
impressive.
to like ridiculous items, like
Yeah, there is a lot of things, but
right.
I would assume in that, like, that is one thing that John has mentioned a lot that I think is correct. Like, Sora is going to, in any tune, is going to contextualize to the world. So if they're in an environment where Fortnite items are available, I don't see why that also wouldn't benefit Sora.
No, that's true.
Sora is
That's-
like one of the most adaptive
Yeah.
characters in fiction. Like
Yeah, like, literally-
character, he literally adapts to their fighting
Yeah.
style.
He just jumps worlds constantly and adapts to them like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
it doesn't
instantly,
care,
like,
right?
then
So,
yeah.
yeah, so
Mhm.
maybe he wouldn't know that blue thing, that blue orb on the ground is a Hatsune Miku beam or whatever, but once he sees it in action, he'll pick it up, right?
Yeah. Like there have been many nobodies and fights that he's been into. It's like you instantly trapped into another dimension. Well, Sora automatically knows how to break out of it somehow. Oh, he's fighting this guy who he's never met before and knows how to counteract all of his abilities because you as a player just are very skilled, and he making Sora very skilled. There's been many moments where a new attack will show up and then you have a reaction command. And you just see Sora just like literally teleport and do a crazy nonsensical thing. So yeah, he just adapts instantaneously. I think Zaldin is like the best example, where he literally just learns a new move on the fly and spams it to defeat Zaldin in his fight in Kingdom Hearts 2. And I'm like, he never does this again. He only does it against Zaldin because he specifically knows how to beat Zaldin with it. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Could he adapt to basketball playing?
Weirdly, yes, considering that there is supposed to juggle a ball around. Granted, with a key, but
That's funny.
I still think they should have made Sora play Blitzball at some point. Like, you're right there. Just get the Blitzball in.
There's that really, really fucking annoying like mini games at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Oh,
if we're going off of that, then Sora
where you're knocking the ball with Waka and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I tried to start that game so many times, and I stopped at like just that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Really? It's
No,
Kingdom
but
Hearts 1
I did beat the game
kicks
eventually.
ass. It is a very good game.
I'm a Calendar Man brings up a question that I'm going to ask you about, John. Because I'm a Calendar Man, usually pretty reliable source. Says Sora can only adapt to stuff due to Donald's magic.
And as I've been saying over and over and over again for the course of this entire Death Battle cast, if you play Kingdom Hearts 3 and you're doing the diamond part and go into other worlds, you see Sora adapt to those worlds without Donald's help. So so you could say Donald's influence on Sora passively, meaning that it's just in its base state. He has a passive effect of adapting to those.
Like the spell has already been cast permanently wherever you go. Got it.
Isn't there multiple moments where Donald is out of commission and yet you're still okay and adaptable? That means that it's a passive thing. It's a thing that's just on him now. Even if you want to say it's Donald's magic, Sora just has it now.
I think that might be true for like very early Sora, but definitely not the like in-game Sora. I don't think.
I would also argue that Sora can just do it passively himself. There's really no reason why he couldn't at this point, since Donald's been with him. But again, it doesn't matter whether it is Donald or isn't Donald. He does adapt to the world with or without his assistance, thanks to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Got it. Verdex says, just want to say this for the giggles. If Sora can pick up the 100 Acre Woods book, does that mean he can lift the universe Winnie the Pooh lives in?
The fun thing about Kingdom Hearts worlds is that a Disney world is its own universe. It's basically implied that the oceans between is this giant hyperspace thing that holds all the worlds together, and they all have their own different stars and stuff like that, but they share the same. It's kind of like the bleed in DC, kind of like that. Think about it like that.
So is Aladdin Land? That's what it's called, Aladdin Land.
Aladdin.
Is that just all
Agrabah?
Like
Agrabah.
Is it just Agrabah for like the size of a universe?
Yeah, and it's like think of it as its own. It just has its own time axis. Think of it as its own three.
I'm fucking
but I do not think these individual Disney universes are scalable to like our human universes. They're not that big.
It depends, because you go to Hercules and then you have Zeus.
Yeah, Hercules makes sense that it would be a similar size because there's so much astrology based in it. But like, I don't know if you could say the same for some of the other ones.
Yeah, I can agree that certain Disney worlds probably don't have the same our universe size as the rest of them. But the whole thing about Kingdom Hearts is that it's the hearts of all worlds, and every single star in the sky that you see in the oceans between is a world. So if you take all the stars in our regular universe, because when you look out, it's just like our regular universe, you even see galaxies and stuff. You can compare the Kingdom Hearts that Sora fought to that entire cosmology there, which is saying a lot.
I see people talking about smash scaling. We brought it up.
VRel, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but
Overall,
thank you for the super chats.
I find this fight fun. It's just so like crazy and stupid. And while
dumbest idea,
that makes sense. The Toon Physiology stuff is like, it's going to be a headache and a half. I do think that at least in some regard, Sora has fought things with that same rhetoric of how their powers work and how their physiology is supposed to make it so they can regenerate from anything, not take damage from this and regenerate from that, yada yada yada. And I think it's a real debate. Like instead of
I would be real quick. Go ahead, Chad.
Let's say we're getting close on time, so I'm going to be putting up the poll. So now's the time for kind of final arguments for each of y'all's characters before we go to the vote. Liam, first. Anything else you want to mention that you feel like hasn't been covered? I know you did not have a lot of material to work with, so.
I haven't
Tune.
watched Space Jam: A New Legacy. You should do that for that reason. Also, LeBron cannot be killed by Sora, and it is more real. Like he literally is like a he is literally a level of reality real than Sora is. Even excluding when he actually becomes real and leaves the server. So he's really like 2 levels more real than Sora is. I actually didn't even think about that. He is.
He's 2 levels more.
He's 2 levels more. He's 1 level more just as a tune, and then 2 levels more as real LeBron James.
Yeah, we can meet him.
Who would walk over to the PS5 and like take a hammer to it and just smash the PS5 and delete all of Kingdom.
That doesn't actually kill Sora, since he should
Sora
exist in every single. And technically, in the data space, that is the game's.
I mean, it would be a BFR then.
All right, yeah, John. Any other final things you want to add? Because I feel like crux of the argument is Sora's very powerful, can travel and adapt to any world.
Sora can win, but because he's not real, he can't win. That's entirely.
You're cutting out for us, John.
You're cutting out so much, John.
I agree with what I heard you say.
Okay. Am I coming through now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sora isn't as real as LeBron, so LeBron wins. Essentially, the crux of the argument. Sora can beat LeBron in every way, shape, or form, but because he's not real, that's the only problem. The only thing I can say to that is we have to wait until Kingdom Hearts 4 to find out what Quadratum really is, and they say that it is real. And at least he's not 1 level less real than him. Until I cosplay him at Comic-Con and then kick his ass.
Doug 4343 asks a very important question that I could consider last night. Question for Liam: is Space Jam: A New Legacy better or worse than Megalopolis? Better, because it's shorter, significantly shorter than Megalopolis. So it is significantly better.
If you're gonna make a bad movie, make it short, is what you're saying.
William says, "Wait, there's a data space in Kingdom Hearts. That means LeBron isn't more real."
Like, the whole thing about Kingdom Hearts is that there's 3 realms: light, darkness, and the lands between. And then there's 3 subworlds of data, dreams, and I believe memory. And these things are supposed to be like, we look at data, but when we go into the data, we are now part of that data space, and it's physical. It has its own sense of time and time axis and stuff like that. So when you go above that, you're essentially above it, and then you go above that, and Quadratum is above everything else. So it's like, I get what they're trying to go with, but the whole thing about I can physically meet LeBron if I ever go to one of his basketball games, you know? I think that's what he's trying to get
at. Okay, got it. Thank you. The amount of Kingdom Hearts knowledge you have, and that
it's scary.
whole lore terrifies me.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Could buy Kingdom Hearts and then
you could buy Kingdom Hearts and just have Sora get killed by a standard.
Yeah,
that's actually that's huge.
They're talking about smashing a PlayStation. Like, you know,
that's just
sad. It's kind of sad that only the way LeBron can win is that if
he buys it. I think that's actually, that argument kind of wins me over a little bit.
I was about to hit end on the poll. I'll see if that has swayed anybody.
Yeah, just buys it.
Why
He's rich
enough. Why is he able to buy it?
Because Jesus Christ, that's not how this fight should go.
Basketball.
Yeah.
He's rich enough to acquire the Kingdom Hearts IP.
That's what we're saying, yeah.
Got it. I thought. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I don't know if he is. I don't think he's a billionaire. How much do you think Kingdom Hearts IP would be?
Oh, I feel like he's almost certainly a billionaire.
LeBron?
LeBron?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end the poll.
LeBron's net worth is $1.2 billion US.
Yeah, he can buy the IP. He's got it. He's got it.
He could buy the IP, but he would have to actually go to the.
Yeah, gone again.
Every time.
Well, yeah.
Cool. We're gonna end the poll right now and see where we're at.
Oh, so close.
You know, pretty honestly,
that's super close for how I believe this is really dumb.
Yeah, Liam, you know, you really had a lot to work. Didn't have a lot to work with, but you made a valiant effort.
I'm proud of my performance.
Sora wins the poll with 55%. I was expecting these numbers to be much further. So you got some people on your side.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought this was gonna be like Yujiro versus Sportagus, where I'll lose. Yeah, another meme matchup. Meme side of the argument, while I lost with a serious guy.
Well, great, John.
Cool.
Thanks for being on. You did a great job. Honestly, that's one of the most coherent I've heard some of the stuff explained. So
Yeah.
you did a pretty good job making
Happy I was
me
able to help.
understand
Kingdom Hearts.
for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Great job, man. Thanks
Always
for being on.
happy.
All right. Well, y'all, remember fill out your Kickstarter surveys. You got to lock in your address within like the next 48 hours. Otherwise, we're going to the address that you originally sent. So thank you guys so much for your support. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna play this little teaser for Kratos Asura one more time, and then we'll see you guys next week. Next week
Bye, y'all.
will be a no, it won't. Next week we're normal.
Okay,
good.
I'm starting the preview. Bye.
Yep, go.
You do not want this fight. I am your destruction! Shut up! This is not my end!